Let me know when you guys can see me. How's everyone doing today? Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Crazy Crime Chick. If you're new here, well, welcome. I discuss true crime content here. I personally love focusing on the missing and unsolved, but we do talk about all those other crazy cases here. So if you're into true crime, hit that subscribe button and let's get started, guys. Let me turn on my chat so I can see you. And I feel like I look so tall today. Do I look kind of like, let me see. Hold on, guys. Is that better? Let's move this here. Let's close my makeup. My cup's in the way. Look at my cup. Cool, huh? Can you guys see me okay? Let me know. You guys know the routine. Let me know if you guys can see me and hear me. Hopefully there's no echo. I didn't mess with the music today, so let's see what you guys are saying. Let me go to my chat. And who do we have here already? Hey, Delana, how's it going? Give it up for my moderators. We got Delana in the house. We got Valerie here. Hey, Liz, I was just thinking of you today. I really was. I was like, I hope you come into my chat today. I don't know why I thought that. And then you're here. I put it out in the universe and look at you. Hey, Sky, we got Amanda as Vita in the house. So like I said, give it up to my mods. I have the best mods on YouTube. I don't care what any other channel says. I have them. Hey, Rose, what's up? Hi, Tiffany. I am doing really good. The question is, how are you guys doing today? How's your week started so far? In fact, while I set up, let me know with an emoji how your week is starting. So put in the chat, pick one emoji to describe how your week has started. Let's see what you guys come up with. Let's see. And I'm going to move some things around while everyone is getting set. Hey, Jen, how are you? Hi, Insanely. Just making sure I say hi to everybody. And I'm going to share my screen. Let's do this one. And let's move things around. Oh, Rose, you put a sad face. Why did you put a sad face? Well, I hope you feel better and that sad frown turns to a smile by the end of this. I hope Jen you look like it's cold. What's the degrees where you're at, Jen? God, it's already getting hot in Arizona, believe it or not. Liz, what emoji is that one? Why did I think Amanda? You want to know what I thought? I don't know why. My mind is crazy. Never mind. What is that emoji? I don't know that one. Oh, Insanely has some roses. Amanda feels like she's in a goofy mood, I take it. And I think for myself, it's 18. Holy moly, guys. Jen just said it's 18 degrees in Colorado right now. I bet you're freezing your tush off then. It's getting hot in Arizona. It's already getting hot. I think it's going to be a hot summer this year for sure. Valerie put the little sunflowers. I have the sunflowers in the background, you guys, because Kylen loved sunflowers. Do you like the sunflowers, you guys? I think they look good. I personally don't like sunflowers, to be honest with you. They creep me out. It looks like one big old eyeball, to be honest with you. I am not into sunflowers, but I do have them up for Kylen. It was her favorite flower, so I thought I'd put them up for her. And Liz says craziness. Give me a second. Working with medical records all day. Oh, okay. So you have your hands full. Well, I'm glad you're able. Are you on lunch right now or are you already off? Hey, Lip Locked, how are you doing? She says, hi, everybody. Glad to catch a live. Well, we're glad to have you here. Thank you for tuning in today. Hey, Pointer Lover, how are you today? Valerie says she always has to bring up the Chris Watts case. She says sunflowers actually remind her of NK. Was that NK's favorite flower? Hmm. Insanely Confused says Tennessee weather is moody today. Moody? What do you mean? Is it kind of like cold, kind of hot? And we got Scott in the house. Hi, Scott. Scott, did you leave an emoji to let me know how you're feeling today? Scott always brings something in here to get us to think. Let's see what he says today. He says, did you all hear about the lights appeared as lasers at the Hawaii? No, I did not, Scott. Tell us more. I did not hear about that. Liz says she's working but listening in. Okay. Well, we're going to be watching. Liz, are you familiar with this case? I hope you are. It's going to be the double homicide murder in Moab. And that would be Kylen Schulte and Crystal Turner, her lovely wife. And we're going to be listening to Cindy Sue's interview she did a couple of months back on another creator's channel. She's done a couple of interviews, but this is the one that I feel personally that she answered and goes over a lot of good details. So we're going to watch that. And then I am going to read a couple of things before we get started with this. 80 one day, 30 the next. Oh gosh, that would drive me nuts insanely. I get why you said moody now. Amanda says, the sunflower pit. I know, but was that her favorite flower? I can't seem to remember. Let's see what Scott says. I'm going to have to look that up. I did not know that, Scott. Thank you. We're going to have to look that up. And then Amanda, of course, says, that's creepy. All right, you guys. So I'm going to kind of jump right into the live discussion because at my house, it's already spring break, believe it or not. So you're probably my young one. She's reading a book right now, you guys, and she's never been into reading. I love to read. So lately, I don't know, she's been wanting to read and go to the library. So I'm just like, I'm loving that. So right now she's reading. We'll see how long she can read for. So I'm not going to take up too much of your time today because in a little bit, you'll probably hear someone knocking on my door saying, Mom, I'm hungry. I did feed her before this, but at 11 years old, their appetite is crazy. So just want to let you know, you might hear games in the background. You might hear TV, you might hear music, you might hear all of the above. You'll probably hear the neighbors outside. Just let you know it's full on spring break going on. So just so you guys know, I don't want anyone to be like, oh my God, the background noise is so distracting. All right. Let me take this off the screen and let's get started, shall we? Now, can you guys see that okay? Because one thing I've been noticing on my end, what I'm looking at on my computer, everything I show you guys when I share something is completely huge. It looks perfect. And then I go watch the replay and it's so small. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys, what? If you can't read it, let me know and I'll zoom in because on my end, it's big as okay. So this actually was shared by Sean Paul, who is Kylen Schulte's father. He shared this, I want to say like a week ago, maybe a little bit more longer than that. And right now I'm not looking at chat, just so you guys know. And I thought we would start with this because like he says, let's stick to the facts and let's stick to the basics with this case. So I'm just going to read this really quick to you. So he says, let's all stick to the basics, the simple facts that need to be shared with everyone, visitor, tourist, and strangers. Girls were murdered on 8/14/21 by a creep in a car camped too close to them with a 9mm. Now he gives where this would be off of, and it's Forestry Road, and then he gives the coordinates, and I'm going to show you that right now in a second. He says that it's 100 yards off the loop road near Whispering Oaks. And then he says, if you saw the girl's silver Kia, then we want to know if there was any other vehicles there. Any bad vibes from anyone they knew? Anyone else have a run-in with a creep? Do you have dash cam 8/12 to 8/14? Footage is needed of Loop Road ASAP. So again, some things that we do know is that there was a 9mm that was used. We do know that the location, obviously, where the girls camped and all that. And then let me show you what it looks like. And I'm going to just zoom in close. Let's see how that looks on your end. Let me grab my phone. Because I tell you, on my end, it looks really, really big. Okay, we'll go a little bit more. Okay, so right here, this is again, and we've looked at the map before, you guys. I tortured you guys whenever I share my screen with the map. I'm going to get good. I tell you, next year, I'm going to be so good at doing and showing the map. You guys are going to be so impressed with me. But right now, I suck at it. But anyways, so this is an actual screenshot from Sean Paul's, the Facebook that he helps run with. I believe it's his sister. I believe it is. But again, this is Whispering Oaks Ranch. And this direction right here, going towards your right of the screen, well, on my right of the screen, that's going to be towards the Sand Flats Road. And then, of course, this inside this section right here is where the women were camping and unfortunately were murdered. I do just want to say a little disclaimer. We're going to be talking some of the details with this case, and it's going to be about how the women were found. And I just want to put that out there. So I don't know, some people don't like hearing the graphic details for certain things with cases. So if that's going to be a hard thing for you to listen to, please don't watch this live. I don't want to mess with anybody's mental health today. Just want to say that really quick. And then let me see. This right here will be, of course, their vehicle. This the silver Kia. This is, of course, going to be Crystal. And then let me see if I have it here. Now this was shared, yesterday, I think it was, I took this screenshot. But again, this is going to be shared in the group, and I want to share this with you guys because this again is coming from Kylen's dad. He says that watch the Pascal show online this week. A huge Kai and Craig bomb is going to drop. JJ, again, that is going to be Jason, and that is the private investigator that is helping the family with this case. He's amazing. And he says, JJ and I are both going to be on, again, this other creator. His name is The Pascal Show, and I hope I say that correctly. Now, I probably say with my little accent, and it goes on to say that we don't have him yet, so they don't have the person who did this to the girls, but you better watch. So I'm definitely going to be watching, and I am already subscribed to this channel, so I will keep you guys updated. And then in the comment section for this post, Sean Paul did say, I think Wednesday, I'm not too sure. So again, I'm going to keep you guys updated. If you're not subscribed to this channel, one of my mods, if you guys can link it, his channel in the in the chat. I was actually going to do it and pin it since I am going to be showing one of his interviews he did. It is in fact this creator who interviewed Cindy Sue, and I think he did an amazing job with this interview. So again, just want to share this with you guys. Sean Paul is saying something huge this week. They don't have the person who did this, but I don't know. What do you guys think this could be about? I don't know. I'm very interested in this. So let me know what you guys think this possibly could be with. Let me see. All right. So, hey Pandora, how are you? Why in my StreamYard chat isn't showing right? So let me go to my phone really quick. Amanda says, praying they get him soon. Yes, so do I. Amanda, it's going to be the PASC, so it's right there on the screen, PASCAL, and then show. If you can link it in the chat. So if you guys make sure you subscribe, because his show is, I see he's interviewed quite a few of them. So he's interviewed Sean Paul. I know he had Jason on there. I believe, and I could be wrong, but he interviewed Kylen's aunt. I think it was him who did it. I could be wrong on the aunt, but we're going to be watching his interview that he did with Cindy. So make sure you guys are subscribed to him. And if you can share that for me, Amanda, I do appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to move some stuff around really quick, you guys. Let me see. Now, real quick, just so you guys know, I'm going to look at the warrant on my end. I'm not going to pull it up, but just so you guys know how the women were found, they were found in a nearby creek. And then the bodies were identified again. I'm reading the report, so as Crystal Turner and her wife, Kylen Schulte. Now, both women were undressed from the waist down. And this is a little graphic, but I'm just wondering, were they found nude from the waist down, or were they found in like their undies? That's just something I was wondering because, again, we do know they were not SA. So was it just the way they were sleeping? If they were in their undies, then I can just think like, oh, they're probably sleeping like that and they were attacked when they were sleeping. Or if they had their undies on, it makes me, if they don't have their undies on, I'm wondering if the women were just caught when they were doing something intimate. Again, those were just some things I was wondering about. But it does say that now Kylen, she had her bra raised to expose her breasts, while Crystal was dressed in only a tank top. Now, investigators located multiple gunshot wounds on both bodies. The wounds were located on the backs, side, and or chest. It also is saying that, let's see what else it says. We know that they were reported missing on August 16th. All right. So now I'm going to play for you guys. This was shared a while back. And this was going to be shared from, let me get to it. I have so many things open. Hold on, guys. This was shared. I'm not sure if Cindy Sue shared this, but hold on, I'm just trying to get to it. There we go. All right, let me stop sharing that. Let's see. And let's share this. YouTube. Okay. I'm gonna just give me a second, guys. Is it lagging on the stream? Can someone let me know? Okay. Just trying to make it more visual for you guys. Hey Gretchen, how are you? And I wasn't looking at, oh, and you're welcome. I personally just want to keep this story out there because I also was reading that in Moab around this time it's going to be starting, I guess, the tourist attraction where everybody starts going out there, whether it be for hiking or any events. I know I think it was the 17th, 18th, and 19th. There was some music festival or something like that out in Moab last year when this happened. But I know right now a lot of things are going to start happening over there. So I just want to continue spreading awareness because you guys remember with the Gabby Petito case, what did everybody do as a community? We started posting things on the van life pages, all those little groups we started posting on, anything that was hiking. So again, just get back in there and start doing that again, sharing all of this. So let me go. Let me highlight Scott's comment while I do this. So I put this, let's see. There we go. All right, so this again, I'm not sure who actually shared this originally. I'm not sure if this was from Cindy or the person recording it, but this was shared a couple of months back and it's going to show us the location. So this would be the first time that Cindy Sue actually went back to where she discovered the Kylen's body. She didn't find Crystal's, but she did discover Kylen's body. And I want you guys just to have a visual of what it looks like before we actually go into listening to the interview. So let me take that off. Okay, let's move this around. And okay, so again, this is going to be Cindy Sue. And is it lagging? And when I was looking up things, I did find this about Cindy Sue. So this is dated obviously in 2018. And it says that she actually was an owner and Moab native. And it states that she returned to her hometown to start the arts and crafts supply store and it gives the address of where the store was. Now, this is also where, Kylen and Crystal would go into and they would talk to Cindy. Now, I do believe that she no longer has the business, I think. I know she's having a really hard time with everything going on. I mean, just imagine your friends that you know, and then you go and you discover their body. You go out there thinking you're going to find them, possibly an accident might have happened, or maybe their car, died or something like that. And then you come across to what you find. So again, she's having a hard time with all of that. So deepest prayers for Cindy. I can't even imagine what she actually goes through on a daily. And then again, I got this photo from the Facebook group, and this is, of course, Kylen. She's so beautiful, and she actually had short hair. I kept sharing all her photos with her dreads, but this is what she was looking like towards when this horrendous crime happened. So she did have short hair, and that's just important to share, just in case you want to show her photos out to anybody that you can be like, hey, have you seen her or something like that? Did you see her around these areas? Instead of having the dreads, because she didn't have those. Of course, we're gonna have right here, that's gonna on the screen, a couple, Crystal and Kylen, and a beautiful couple right here. And then the reason why I continue talking about this case, one, yes, I want this case to be solved and justice for the women, but again, Kylen's dad, Sean Paul, is what continues motivating me, I should say, to spreading awareness. This man has been through so much, you guys, so much. And how can we not want to help this man out? I mean, look at his eyes. And I'm not going to get emotional, I promise I won't get emotional, but I will never forget the first time I learned about this case. I was actually doing research for Gabby Petito, and somehow this came, I don't remember verbatim if it was on YouTube or Facebook where I seen it, but I came across Sean Paul, his post, and him asking and pleading for help from people just to help him spread awareness. And he was trying to get answers, and he was very angry, and he wasn't getting anything from law enforcement in the very beginning. And I remember hearing about him losing his son, and then now, Kylen, and it's just, we definitely need answers for this family and Crystal's family. Both families need answers. So that's why I continue to spread awareness. So again, this will be obviously Kylen's dad. And I think I'm going to start playing the video. Let's see. Okay. So again, I'm going to mute myself right now, but this is going to be where Kylen and Crystal were camping. Okay, and I hope the volume is going to be high. And I'll get in chat because I haven't looked at chat at all. Let me just make sure the volume is good. Hold on, guys. Make sure it's at 100 for you guys. Okay.
Come up here.
Yeah, it was.
This is the first time I've been here since I found them.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's been a while then.
able to get out.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah, it makes you scared.
paralyzing for Cindy Sue.
Sorry.
Okay, now I'm gonna right here.
Oh, right here.
Their fence was right here.
Okay.
In this spot right here.
In this spot. Okay.
Our wedding was over here. Yeah, there's some that are saying that the bunny was in the vehicle, but the bunny was not. The bunny was literally like almost under.
Just right about here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come here, kids. And
Sorry, I just want to say, how freaking adorable was that? She calls her dogs kids. She said, "Come here, kids." I don't know. Sorry. I just thought that was so.
so oh, their car was here. I walked over this mound. I saw. Oh, fuck.
Where was she laying at? Just about here?
No. Sorry, just
No, it's all right, Cindy. That's fine. No problem.
The Gatorade bottles were right here. Her body was right here.
Oh, was it?
Okay, so she is saying that, and she's going to continue talking that her head might have been underneath the grass area.
And that might be why I couldn't see her head, is because it was under the grass, maybe.
Absolutely.
She was laying right over there.
Yeah.
So.
Her torso was here.
Oh, was it?
Again, so she's saying that's possibly why she didn't see how she was laying. So this right here is where she found her.
And I never saw Crystal's body. I told them I felt it was this direction, and they went this way. And when he came out, he was making signals like this, so I knew that they had found her and that she had been wounded.
Was she further down the creek
So she
here?
was farther. She was in the water as well.
Oh, was
They
she?
said. But she was farther down here, and I feel like she really had to fight for her life.
Hey, babe, those campers are, I'm going to go talk to them real quick. Do you?
Okay, so I just wanted to play that first before we listen to the actual interview because I wanted you guys to get a visual so when she does describe where she found them. All right, let me see. Amanda, did you link that channel, the Pacquiao Show channel? Let me link it first before I play anything else really quick. Let me see. Give me a second, guys. All right. All right. And then, of course, afterwards, I will link it in the description box. So please head over there and subscribe to his channel. Let's see. And all right, give me 1 second, guys. I hope they find whoever did this ASAP. All right, I'm gonna get on here. All right. Starts over here. Okay. Let's see. So it's the Pascal show. Let's see. And let me pin that. There you go. There you go. Okay. All right. So let me share this with you guys now. And let's stop sharing this one. Okay, let's see. Do you hear my daughter laughing in the background? I hear her right now. Okay, let's let that load. Okay. And can you guys see that? Let's see. Can you guys see that good? Yeah, you guys can. Okay. All right. Let's make this bigger. All right. So how I'm going to do this is, for the most part, I'm going to let it play through. I am going to be in chat. I will turn my camera off because I feel like it just runs smoother when my camera's not on. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But I will be answering questions and going over things. I will stop it like a little bit if I have something to say that I just want to address with you guys. But for the most part, I'm going to let it play through. So let's see if we got it at the right place.
And it touched a local friend, a nearby friend, by the name of Cindy Sue Hunter. Cindy Sue Hunter went out and found these two women. Unfortunately, she did not find them alive. Today, I get to sit down with Cindy Sue Hunter, and she tells us what happened and her first account of what she saw when she saw those bodies. We have been very, very, very blessed to have someone very, very special on today. Please welcome Cindy Sue Hunter to the show. She had an opportunity to find Kylen and Crystal's bodies. I do have to ask you a little bit. First off, before I jump into it, thank you so much for being on with me today. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Can we go back? I know that I don't know how many times you've told this story and all that, but can we go back to the very beginning? Because I understand before you went hunting for Kylen and Crystal, you had already known Kylen and her father Sean Paul, correct?
Correct. They were some of the first customers I had at my little art craft store that I opened here in Moab. And Sean Paul came in and asked me if I would carry his artwork on a commission basis. And I said, of course, I would love to. And so he was the first artist work that I commissioned in my little store.
Oh, wow. Wow. And your store was called what again?
Imagination Station Arts and Craft Supplies at that time. Eventually it became Imagination Station Art, Craft, and Party Supplies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And so you live in the Moab area, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So how did you catch wind on this? Like, tell us a little bit of the origin. Like, what inspired you to start looking?
I received, or I didn't receive it. I read a Facebook post from Sean Paul begging the community to be his eyes and ears, boots on the ground. His daughters were missing. They weren't responding. There were no calls, no shows. The police had searched for them with no success. And he felt that the police might have missed something. So during that day, Tuesday, the 17th, I argued with myself all day long about how I could possibly find them, because I was being told basically in my gut that I had to go. I didn't really know what that was going to look like or how I could possibly find them in the vast mountain range of the LaSalle's. The loop road alone is 60 miles long. It is a huge area.
That sounds massive, especially if you're. Did you walk this whole thing?
So I drove to different areas and would walk around as much as I could. And then I would get in my car and I was stopping and looking over the edge of cliffs. I was looking in ravines. I was looking anywhere it looked like, the brush had been disturbed. Yeah, I spent almost 5 hours before I found the girls.
Wow, that's unbelievable. So, okay, so you spend 5 hours searching, walking around. Now, but before we go into that, before you got inspired, you felt like something inside of you was talking to you, saying, "Hey, I need to go and find Kylen and Crystal." How did you first catch wind that they were missing in the first place?
That Facebook post from Sean Paul where he was begging the community to help him. Yeah, that's when I first heard about it. And everybody was responding with, those girls are, badass. They can defend themselves. Other comments were, maybe they went camping outside of Moab and just forgot to tell anybody. Maybe they went on a road trip and just forgot to cover their bases. And so when I got home Tuesday night, I contacted Sean Paul and said, is this normal behavior? Do they normally not show up for work or not call or stay in touch with people? And he said, absolutely not. The only way they would not show up for work is if there was like another fire or, an emergency of some kind, but that they would not just not show up to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I told him then, I said, okay, I'm being told to go. I don't know what I can do or how I can possibly find them, but I will go up tomorrow. And my goal was to drive until I was out of gas and or it got dark. And that way I at least felt like I had tried to find his girls for him.
Yeah. No, and I appreciate your spirit. I'm going to be really honest. I really do appreciate your spirit that you're willing to roll up your sleeves and do it yourself.
Yeah.
Now, and that's something that I find I'm a little confused about too. I mean, can you speak a little bit about the law enforcement side of things? Because for some weird reason, you're the one who found them, not law enforcement. Why wasn't there law enforcement out here in the wilderness, in that area, looking for these two women? That's the part that I don't understand. What's going on here?
Yeah, and that's the part no one really understands. I mean, basically, they're adult women that had gone missing. So, in the law's eyes, I don't think that they really look at that as a missing person. I think you really have to fight for them to go searching for somebody, especially if it's an adult that just disappears. You'd really have to ask them that question. They told Sean Paul that they had gone up and searched. Supposedly, officers from the Colorado side had searched the backside as well. But you literally could see their campground from the Lake Warner turnoff, and that was one of the sites they had searched. So to me, I'm like, that just doesn't make any sense. If they had searched, they would have seen there's a campsite down there, and you would think that they would have gone over to check it out because you could see it.
I'm sorry. Like for me, I've been saying this a lot lately, but the math just ain't mathing to me.
No, it doesn't.
Because.
And I just want to say something really quick about that too, is how she's explaining it, that law enforcement went out to go do they went to go check for the women, and they were told where they possibly could be camping. And I don't know, for me personally, I just wonder if they really went out and did a good search on them, because Cindy Sue would find the women within, I believe it took her 5 or 6 hours of searching, and she found them that same day that she went out. And law enforcement didn't come across them. I don't know. But again, they were eventually found.
If they were out there and they said that they did their due diligence
Right.
searching for these two women, how long were they searching for these two women before Sean Paul actually put out that post on Facebook?
I think they looked for them on Monday, and Sean Paul put that Facebook up on Tuesday. And
So-
I went out and found them on Wednesday.
So in other words, it was so they went out for what, maybe less than 24 hours, basically.
Oh, I don't think they were out there that long.
Wow.
I mean, Sean Paul made the comment while we were waiting at this crime scene, because he was on the phone with me when I found his daughter. And he said, if the police are looking for my daughter, they should be to you already. Why are we having to wait for them to show up? And I said, obviously, because they're not up here. If they were up here, they would have been here by now. And I'm not sure how long I waited, but I am pretty sure it was over an hour before they showed up.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like I said, this math just ain't mathing.
No.
So
There's so many things that don't add up here.
have mercy. And God bless you for what you have been doing. So we do have to talk about this timeline, right? Which is what we already are kind of tapping on. So Monday they went out to search for them. They came up empty-handed, of course. They came up with no results. Sean Paul puts out a post on Tuesday saying, "Hey, I need everybody's help. Please go search for my daughter and for her wife."
Right.
Wednesday morning, I'm assuming Wednesday morning.
Yeah, so I told him Tuesday night, I said, I don't know what I can do, because I mean, look at me, I'm an old lady. I'm not a spring chicken. I'm got physical issues. And I said, I don't know how, but I'll go look until I run out of gas or it gets dark.
Yeah.
And basically I was arguing with myself all day, by the way, because again, I'm not physically equipped to be a search party person, other than just walking.
Yeah.
I can't climb or do any crazy stuff. All I can do is walk around. And so I got up Wednesday morning. I put an ice chest full of water, an ice chest full of fruits and vegetables. I think I had a jar of nuts. I had some blankets and towels in the car. I had some digging tools, and because I thought I'm going to find a wreck. Sean Paul said, I think maybe the police missed something. Maybe there's a broken fender, broken taillights, broken reflectors. Look for something like that. And so that's what I went up there searching for, was an accident that had been missed. And there's so many places that could happen up there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no guardrails on so many of those roads. I always make comments, how come there's no guardrails up here?
Right.
And so I was pulling over and looking over cliffs and looking in ravines. And if I went on a path, I would park and walk as far as I could and, let my dogs run. And they were helping me search. And the whole time I was talking to my mom, who I just lost in January. And I was talking to the girls. I said, I don't know how you guys camp. I don't know if you're out in the open. I don't know if you're secluded campers. I don't know where to look. And I'd tell my mom, these are your mountains, Mama. You grew up here. Like, tell me where to go. I don't know where to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to Pack Creek first area, drove around up there, talked to people. I went to Geyser Pass, drove around up there, actually chased people down, driving backwards up that road, showing them pictures. And while I was up at Geyser Pass, my phone rang. And in the 6 years I've lived here, my phone has never worked in those mountains ever.
Mm.
And it worked that day. And I stopped my car because I didn't want to lose the signal. And Sean Paul told me that he had just found out the girls were afraid of a creeper guy. And all of a sudden, everything changed for me. Like I just had a sense of urgency now that I didn't have before. And I wasn't so sure that I was on a rescue mission anymore. It started to feel very dark.
Yeah.
So after chasing some cars down, one of them kept going because they probably thought I was the crazy lady. The other car pulled over, an SUV, and a bunch of people got out, and I showed them pictures. And I got down to the bottom of Geyser Pass. I was trying to decide, do I go left or do I go right? Sean Paul had told me to go to the Sand Flats Road and search campgrounds back there.
Mhm.
But I remembered that there was 3 campers to the left that I didn't stop and ask. And so I was having this conversation with myself. Do I go talk to them or do I backtrack from Sand Flats if I don't find them there? And eventually I just kind of followed where I was being led and I just turned right. And at this point, I'm still kind of determining where I'm going to go instead of listening to where I'm being told to go.
Right.
And I go to Lake Uwa and I see a couple ladies up there by themselves. I show them pictures. I come out of Lake Uwa and I'm going to turn on Lake Warner. And I'm literally told, no, you need to go straight. You need to hurry, please hurry. Go straight, hurry, please hurry. I drove past Whispering Oaks, which I honestly don't remember doing. The only reason I know I did is because I could see it from the campsite. I went across a cattle guard, and then I saw a flash of silver out of my left peripheral vision, and I stopped my car in the middle of the road, backed it up, and I could actually see that there was a campsite down there. I still didn't know I had found the girls' campsite at that time. I drove down there with the intent of asking them, have you seen these girls?
So that little glint of silver that you saw in the corner of your eye
Was their car.
was their car and their campsite that they
Correct.
were last, I guess, seen at.
Correct.
Okay.
So I pulled down the road and realized if I went straight, it wouldn't take me to them. And there's a little tiny road, it's kind of hidden,
Mhm.
that I saw. And I turned down that road and it took me directly to their campsite. And when I got down there, I realized I didn't know what model of a Kia they had. And so I didn't want to assume I had found their campsite. But there were no people around. And so I saw a pet carrier inside of a black, like a dog pen,
Mhm.
sitting on the ground. And so I walked over to the car first, and I think the car first. I honestly don't remember. It's in my statement that I gave the police. But I saw bunny hay and bunny food and stuff. And so then I walked over to the tent and I peeked in the tent and there was no one in the tent. And I walked over to the bunny and I told the bunny, I was really sorry I couldn't remember her name and that I couldn't help her yet because I didn't know if I was in a crime scene or not. I didn't know what I had walked into.
Yeah.
And so I was apologizing to this little bunny because I could see she didn't have any food. She didn't have any water. The carrier that she in was really, really small,
Mhm.
enough room for her to turn around. And it was just filthy. And I just felt really bad. And I knew there was nothing I could do for the bunny. Meanwhile, you have to know I'm on the phone with the police the whole time.
Right, right.
And my phone is still working in these mountains that it has never worked in.
That's
ever.
so wild. That's so wild. So
January of 2016, it has never worked here.
higher power was watching. Must have been.
All day, yes. So
Yeah.
then once they pinned my location, they hung up and told me to wait for them. They were on their way. And so I called Sean Paul and said, I have found their campsite. And so, of course, he's asking me, do you see the girls? Where are the girls? And I said, there's no one here. And he said, well, maybe they went hiking. And I said, well, there's no hiking on this side of the road. I said, this is more like walking. I said, so I'll just walk around and see if I can see anything at all.
Right.
And I walked over around the back of the car to the passenger side and I wanted to walk away from that area because I realized that it could be a crime scene by now, and I need to not touch anything, not disturb anything. I walked over a little mound of dirt and I noticed there was a creek bed there. And I said, oh, there's a whole pack of like Gatorade bottles or something. And they were torn out of the plastic sleeves, you know, and they were scattered all over the ground. And I'm talking to Sean Paul the whole time. And I said, I saw Kylen's body in the water. I didn't say that to him. I immediately.
Wait a second. So just so I can understand correctly. So you were walking by, you were on the phone with Sean Paul.
Mm-hmm.
You saw a bunch of Gatorade bottles strewn all over the ground.
Yeah.
And then off to the off to the side somewhere.
Right above those Gatorade bottles, literally a little bit to the left in the creek, was Kylen's body.
Kylen's body was there.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So I didn't tell him right away. I kind of.
With their disappearance.
The law enforcement,
Moab law enforcement is not linked. The idea. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like I said, this math just ain't mathing.
No. Chest full of water, an ice chest full of fruits and vegetables. I think I had a jar of nuts. Drove around up there, talked to people. I went to Geyser Pass, drove around up there. And so I was having this conversation with myself.
Sorry, I just did that by accident, guys. I actually want to say something really quick about the Gatorade. So the video we just watched where Cindy is there with that other guy recording her and they go over, she's there for the first time. Did she say in that one, we'll have to go back and listen unless you guys can remember, did she say the Gatorade bottles were empty in that one? Do you guys remember? I'll listen to it again, but the Gatorade bottles, I don't know, they've always stood out to me because as you're hearing right now Cindy talk about them, she says they were scattered. And in the group, she has stated, I have seen her state that some did have the liquid still in them. And then right here, I believe she said empty bottles. So I'm just wondering if when the women were being attacked, if possibly they threw the Gatorade bottles at this creeper dude. I mean, when you think about it, you're being, you know, if you're fearing for your life, you're trying to get away, you don't have a weapon, what are you going to do? You're going to try to, you know, if there's something around, try to throw it at them. So I'm just wondering if that's possibly why the Gatorade bottles were just scattered like that. But the Gatorade bottles always just stuck out to me. I just wanted to put that out there. Let me get us back where we were at. Sorry about that. Let me see.
I go talk to them or do I back it up and I could actually see that there was a campsite down there. If I was in a crime scene or not, I didn't know what I had walked into, found their campsite. And so, of course, he's asking me, Kylen's body in the water. I didn't say that to him. I immediately.
Wait a second. So just so I can understand correctly. So you were walking by, you were on the phone with Sean Paul.
Mm-hmm.
You saw a bunch of Gatorade bottles strewn all over the ground.
Yeah.
And then off to the off to the side somewhere.
Right above those Gatorade bottles, literally a little bit to the left in the creek, was Kylen's body.
Kylen's body was there.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So I didn't tell him right away. I kind of So I didn't even remember that I was on the phone with him when this happened. Later, he had to remind me that I was on the phone with him and that I was his eyes and ears.
Right. Wow.
Because he said, "Do you remember that you just started mumbling? You started talking about how pretty the creek was and that you didn't know there was a creek back there." And I'm like, "Yeah, I do remember that. I literally turned my head to the right and just started looking anywhere but at her." And then eventually I had this argument with myself and said, "You have to look, you have to make sure that that's a body in the water."
Of course.
And I eventually turned my head back around and said, and I still, at that point, I don't think I told him it was Kylen. I told him I didn't know who it was. But eventually I had to tell him it was her because I knew from her build that it couldn't be Crystal, because
Right.
Crystal was much smaller than Kylen. Yeah. So eventually I told him, yes, it's Kai.
So when it comes to when you saw Kylen, you said that, just so I can understand a little bit more, when you said that you saw Kylen, how far away was her body from the actual campsite?
So there's a stand of trees that were behind their tent, between them and the creek. And the creek is literally behind that stand of trees that you can see in the images that I've shared. So literally just a few feet of the campsite.
Just a few feet. And
Yeah.
yet the cops did their search and they found nothing.
Right.
You go out 2 days later and find Kylen's body first. Now,
Yes.
I have to ask you, in regards to Crystal, with Crystal's body, where did you find?
I did not find her body. At that point, I remember asking Sean Paul, "Do you want me to take pictures?" And he's like, "Oh my God, no. Oh my God, no." And he goes, "Do you see Crystal?" And I said, "No. Do you want me to go searching for her?" And by then he's screaming at me, "Get in your car, lock the doors, get the F out of there." He's realizing that I could be in danger, and I'm still trying to help find the girls and not realizing that I could be in danger.
Understandably. Can we go back just a little bit to when you found Kylen's body? Can we just go, like, can you take us back to where you were? Like, what was going through your mind? I know that you were on the phone with Sean Paul, and of course you didn't want to say anything too disheartening or too devastating for him to hear on the phone.
Right.
And I know you said that, but like, was there a moment where you just knew without a shadow of a doubt, you're like, that's Kylen? You didn't have a moment of like, whoa, what's that kind of thing? What was going through your mind?
I went into shock. I didn't want it to be a body. I wanted to be wrong. I did not want to see what I saw. So I thought by looking away that when I looked back, I would see something else, like a log or something. I wanted to see anything but what I saw. Yeah, and I really was in shock because I went out to find them in trouble. I didn't go out to find them both dead.
Yeah, I have to say thank you so much for finding Kylen. So you didn't find, so you were not the one to find Crystal.
No, when the police got there, an officer had gone in the direction that I felt Crystal's body was. I somehow I knew that was the direction to go. And when he came out, I asked him, I said, "Did you find her?" And he just put his hand in my face like this and just walked by me. His lip was trembling. I saw him make a motion like this to his side. He was doing this to his side. So I knew that she had been injured or impaled or something with something. I didn't know at that time that they had been shot.
Terrible.
And then they later came and because he couldn't talk. It's not that he didn't want to talk to me. He could not talk when he
Understandable.
found her body. So
Yeah.
they later told me that yes, they had found her, and I said, yeah, I kind of figured that out already.
Yeah. Okay. Of course, I hate to retrack or circle back around to the moment that you found Kylen. But we have to, right? We have to go back there. Where? How was she? How did you find her? Were there any markings? Did you see anything other than, because you said that they mentioned that there maybe has been an injury on her side, but did how was she? How did she lay? What did she? How was
Her
she presented?
So
You
she
know.
was submerged in water. That's not something I revealed. That was something that was later released in the warrant, when they released the warrant and told everybody that the girls were naked from the waist down. I didn't realize that she was naked from the waist down because she was submerged in water. Um, and I don't know if she was face up or face down because I never could see her face. So we don't know. We've been given very little information.
Okay.
We know that they were shot multiple times. We know that they were naked from the waist down, but we don't know if they were actually raped.
So you didn't see her actually like naked. You didn't see her clothes just kind of.
No, she looked strange to me. I don't know how to describe it. Her limbs were at odd angles. They appeared to be at odd angles to me for somebody who was laying in a creek, that was running.
Mhm.
Her limbs just seemed odd. They were kind of bent. I don't know how to describe that really. And I couldn't see her face. So I don't know if her face something was laying on her face, if or again, if she was face down. I just don't know. I don't know. And once I confirmed that it was a body, by then Sean Paul is screaming at me to get in my car, and so I ran and got in my car and locked the doors and the windows. And
Totally understandable. Totally understandable. Was there anything else in the area that just kind of sparked as odd to you?
well, there was like clothes of some type underneath the tree, between the tree and the tent. There were just things just didn't look right. The tent door was open, but it wasn't like open like you would open your tent normally.
Yeah.
It was askew. Everything was kind of askew. I saw a cell phone in the tent leaning up against something. Things just didn't look right. It obviously didn't look right. Nothing looked right. I saw like big gallon baggies over in a stand of trees off to the right of the car, and I saw something else in the water, but I don't know what it was. I didn't. Again, Sean was screaming at me to get in my car, so I ran and got in my car.
No, I totally understand that, and I'll be honest. I commend you for being so brave and rolling up your sleeves and doing the job that law enforcement should have done. I feel like from what you've told me, from the story that you told me, it sounds like they just threw up their hands and just said, forget it, let's move on.
Yeah, I
We
think
don't.
they kind of probably had the same mentality that the rest of the town did, that these girls will be fine. They're adults and they're fine. No one, I just don't think people took Sean Paul serious,
Yeah.
that something was seriously wrong.
Have you talked to Sean Paul recently? Have you been in
Yeah, I
contact?
talk to him pretty regular. I stop by the park, as often as I can when he's there, just to give him a hug and say hello and see how he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty devastating to watch him because he's torn. He wants to go home, but he also doesn't want to leave because will this just disappear like so many other things that happen here disappear?
Right. No, I totally understand that. How is he doing?
Um, I don't know. I mean, he he's being strong because he has kids at home still, but I believe you can see in the pictures his heart is just shattered, and
Yeah.
he's just looking for answers, and he deserves, the whole family, both of them deserve answers.
Yeah.
All of us do. We need peace, and none of us have any peace right now.
Yeah. I agree. My thoughts go out to his family for sure. To him and his family, of course. And like I said, this is a perfect example of sometimes you just got to take the law into your own hands and
Right.
just put in the work, put in the sweat equity, because sometimes you found Kylen in the most simplest of ways, even though it took you 5 hours, of course, because you
Right.
didn't know where she was. But at the same time, you went to the campsite and then you found her only a little ways away.
Right.
It's so strange to me that it was that close.
Right.
So
Yeah, and there was a wedding at Whispering Oaks Friday and Saturday. They had over 100 guests there. The window actually overlooks the campsite. One of the windows. I'm like, how somebody saw something, they just don't know it. Like there had to at some point been a second vehicle around there somewhere. Someone had to have seen it. They just don't know it. They don't realize that they were a witness to a crime. And that's what we're hoping by continuing.
Let me just say really quick for the Whispering Oaks for the wedding. So the wedding, the father of the bride, he did hand over a wedding list, like the who attended, to law enforcement. What came of that, no one knows. But also, I do want to say it was put out that everybody was accounted for who was there for the wedding. So no one went out and camped at any of the campsite, if that makes sense. So I do just want to point that out. That is a route that was looked into, and what came of it, don't know.
Continuing to talk to folks like you and others is that we can get the word out there that this horrible crime took place sometime between Friday the 13th of August, and I found them Wednesday morning, but I believe that it happened probably Saturday morning after, like at 1 to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, because the girls didn't leave Moab until 11 p.m. And it would have taken them an hour to get up there at that time of night, at least an hour. So you figured they walked into their camp area, around midnight in that time range. So
Can I be stopping it probably a lot now? Okay, hold on. So another thing that we did learn was that after they left Woody's, they actually went to their friend's house afterwards, and they were at their friend's house for about, I believe it was like an hour, and then they went back to their campsite. So I know people were wondering, could this creepy dude been someone that followed them from their campsite to Woody's and then followed them back to the campsite? But here's the thing, they went back to their friends after Woody. So unless he followed them and just was waiting for them to leave their friend's house, not sure. But I just wanted to put that out there because I did see Sky. She said, I heard there was a guy in the bar was giving them the creepy. Have they checked him out yet? I have not heard that, Sky, at all, that there was actually a guy at the bar that was giving them creeps. I haven't heard that. Do you know where you heard that from? Just want to make sure. Let me see what she says really quick, because that's something I haven't heard. I know it's been discussed that possibly this creeper followed them to Woody's and he was probably there. But here's the thing also with the owner from Woody's, which leaves me confused a lot, is because in his statement that he posted early on his Facebook page, which would be for the bar, the owner of it, he stated that, they looked at the cameras, they didn't see anybody talking to them or anything like that. And he looked at the cameras when they walked into the moment they left, and nobody was talking to them. There was nobody that walked out of the bar after them. But then later on, we learned that the women actually did talk to someone there that they played pool with, if you guys remember. So, not sure why the owner said that. Sky says, I don't know if I heard it on a different side of the news. I don't remember. I'm sorry. It's okay. With these cases, we hear a lot of things, especially as time goes on, and then we forget where we got it from. So I always tell people, screenshot if you can, or take notes down. Like if you hear something that stands out to you, write it down. Get a notebook. Write it down. Put the date. Write down where or you heard it from. Yeah, because I don't know. I haven't heard there was a creepy guy inside of the bar. So I'm gonna say I don't think that is true because I have not heard that anywhere. Well, let me see. Hold on, guys. We know that Gabby and Brian got into a fight at the coffee shop, and that would have been the 12th, correct? And we did learn that, and one thing in the very beginning, people were, oh my gosh, in the beginning, people were like, Kylen wasn't even at work that day and la-di-da, la-di-da. Well, guess what? We learned that, yes, she was there. And yes, Crystal was also there. And yes, they both witnessed Brian and Gabby getting into a fight that day. But I personally do not anymore think the two cases are connected. Hey, Amber, it's good to see you. And I agree. Amber says lots of yes, I agree with this 100%. And that's with all cases, not just this one, you guys. All right, let me get back to playing that. Sorry, I just had to address that really quick. And did you know, really quick, you guys, that one of the officers that pulled over, that was there when Brian and Gabby for the incident on the 12th, one of those officers actually knows Crystal's good friend. So Crystal's coworker from McDonald's actually knows him really well. Like everybody seems to know everybody in Moab, it seems like. I might have to play that interview for you guys. Crystal's friend did an interview a while back, and I've been like undecisive if I want to play that interview because some of the information she says is just incorrect now. She has said, I have talked to her and she did say that some of it, isn't true now, or maybe she doesn't even know anymore because the person who told her has changed the story around. So I'm like, do I really want to play that and put that misinformation out? But she did say, though, again, this would be Crystal's friend that worked with her at McDonald's, that not Crystal, but the friend knew the officer that was involved with for Brian and Gabby when they got pulled over on the 12th, the young one. I'm not sure which one that would be, but okay, let me play this. Did she talk about the plastic? She did already, Amber, and she did talk about it, how she found the plastic Gatorade bottles, and it was kind of near where Kylen's body was found. And in the beginning, I did play a video, if you want to look at it really quick. It was posted, I believe, a couple months ago. And Cindy goes back to where she discovered the women, and it's being recorded. And she actually talks a little bit where the Gatorade bottles were found. And then she talks more about how Kylen was, how she looked when she discovered her. It's in the very beginning. I played it. See, I just asked that too. So I'm gonna have to play it again. I could sworn in the very beginning that what I played for you guys, she says empty, but here she says full, and then also she's also stated that they were full. So I'm wondering, in the groups I've seen her state that because she talks about the color. So I'm wondering, maybe possibly some were empty and some were full. I mean, if you think about it, the women were out there already, so they probably had drank some. I personally think the Gatorade bottles being thrown the way they were a defensive um, part on the women. Maybe possibly they seen those right there and just try to throw it at the guy. I mean, that's something I would do. Just look for whatever I have. If I didn't have a weapon, I will look for anything that is around me and just grab it and try to throw it at them to stop them from coming at me. I don't know. That's just something I thought about. Let me go ahead and play this.
We just need people to, if you take pictures, if you stood at that window at Whispering Oaks and was taking pictures of the landscape out that window, it's quite possible you might have a picture of that other vehicle.
That's a good point. That's
Yeah.
a very, very good point.
I mean, I'm the crazy lady that takes 1,000 pictures of the same scenery every day, right? And, somebody else could have done that too and not even realize they've got a picture of a vehicle that might help us nail this person.
Yeah. You got a point. We're seeing that with the Gabby Petito situation, the Brian situation with the van, and the van lifers driving through those areas of like Grand Teton and all that. So literally, some people just need to go through their phones real quick, and they might find something that could be extremely helpful, be integral to the solving this case right here. So real quick, I got to ask you, because obviously we're speaking of Gabby Petito and the Brian Laundrie situation. The last sighting that they had of Gabby was during that whole
when the police were called out.
I wouldn't say it's an altercation, but they when they met, they ran into the police, the Moab police. What are your thoughts on that? Because obviously people are kind of questioning a lot of things in regards to how the Moab police handled the situation. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that they handled it right? Is this just kind of an example of the Moab police department? What are your thoughts?
Apparently it is an example of what goes on here. But I'm not real sure. I haven't really paid a whole lot of attention to the videos and stuff. I think I watched it once, and it's kind of disturbing and sad to see how she's acting and responding, because I've been in that situation myself, so I kind of get it. But they should have enough evidence to either tie him into it or not. I don't know if they said it's not connected to give him a sense of security, because I know that they'll do that in cases. I wish we knew. There's a lot of coincidences, like where they were going to camp. There's 2 spots that they had chosen, and both of them are within minutes of where the girls were camping.
Yeah.
There's obviously a lot of speculation going on about that whole thing, and when I first saw his picture and everything, I felt like, oh my gosh, this is the guy. This is the guy. And then, he doesn't fit in with the creeper dude scenario, unfortunately, because they came after the girls had announced the creeper dudes, right? So there's some holes. There's just some strangeness. I'd like to know, if he's not associated, how did they come up with that?
And I just want to say also for that, how she's stating with Brian Laundrie and stuff like that. If he was the creeper, since we now have learned that Kylen and Crystal both seen Gabby and Brian fighting, I would just think that she would say, hey, he was that guy that was fighting with that girl at the coffee shop the other day. You know what I mean? So I personally, again, I do not think, after all of this information has been coming to light and new things that have come to light with the case, I just don't think that Brian Laundrie is the creeper dude at all. There's not even like a 1% I think it anymore. In the beginning I did, but right now, no. Happy says, I still think it was Brian Laundrie and he didn't like plastic. And I don't think Brian shot himself. He is not left-handed. Okay, the whole left-handed thing really has left me confused. I will be honest. I don't know about everybody else, but the left hand thing did leave me a little confused. But Happy believes that Brian, it was Brian. So you think this was Brian that murdered Kylen and Crystal, is what you're saying, correct?
Because we don't have any sense of safety here. They've told us we're safe. We don't feel safe. They've told us it's not connected. We don't 100% believe it's not connected. Many of us, let's put it that way. There's still some unanswered questions because they don't give you enough information when they make these one-line press releases.
Totally understandable. Yeah, right.
We've had one-liners. That's it.
Right.
Not related. You're safe. Are you kidding me?
No kidding. I appreciate you coming on and talking with me about all this. I mean, like I said, it seems as if rolling up your sleeves and doing the dirty work yourself seems to be going a lot further than what we're seeing, even with this whole Brian Laundrie search.
That's ridiculous.
I feel like we're in a world now where civilians are going to be using their social media, and we're all going to be these social media sleuths, these digital detectives, just cracking the case before the law enforcement actually do.
Correct.
And
yeah,
so,
John Walsh says, that he's like, I'm not the one that cracks these crimes. He said it's the people. It's the public that helps solve these crimes, not the police and not even his people. It's those of us that are out here paying attention and turning stuff in. We just all need to be so much more aware and vigilant of what's going on around us at all times.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Agree. We just need to keep our heads on a swivel, keep our heads up, not in our phones all the dang time.
Yep.
Real talk, y'all. And we just need to make sure we know our surroundings so that, just in case something like this does happen.
Okay, so I am gonna stop playing it because the rest, it pretty much just goes into things that we already know. And of course, they're talking about Brian Laundrie. Is he connected and all that stuff? Let me see. I'm gonna move some stuff around. So, what do you guys think about this case? What are your thoughts on it? Do you think it's someone that lives there? Let me see what you guys say. I think the same thing, Brenda. That's exactly what I think when it comes to the Gatorade bottles. Let me stop sharing that. Hold on, I'm gonna play again really quick because I do want to hear what Cindy said again about the Gatorade bottles in that. While you guys are answering that question, let me see. Okay, Scott, thank you for being here as always. Sky, I can't argue with you on that one. I know. All right, let's see. I want to play this again really quick for you guys. And there's what's his name? Amanda, what's his name? Bullhorn Betty goes out there with that one guy. What's his name? He actually he recorded him being out there, and he shows the distance between Whispering Oaks. What's his name? Anyone know? Because I'm going to show that part after this. Hold on, guys. I'm just loading it. Mike, thank you so much for that $20 super chat. I do appreciate you always. Mike is a big supporter to the channel. Mike, are you not a member to the channel? Mike, where's Mike's name at? Mike, I don't see the skull next to your name. Mike, it's $1.99. Oh, Scott, stop it. I take the compliment, but stop. My voice is so annoying. But I appreciate that. And Amanda, I agree. And this is something that Mike's a member now. Welcome, Mike. Everyone give him a big welcome. I always thought you were a member. You are a member, though, because you would comment in the only members content I share on the community post. Or you left the membership. Well, welcome back either way. Mike is amazing. We appreciate him here. He is amazing on a lot of channels. So everyone give him a big thank you. But that is something, Amanda and everybody else, I was also confused by how this crime happened. And then immediately Grand County came out and made a statement saying the public had nothing to fear, which really upset everybody that lived there, because they were like, how are you going to come out and tell us that we had nothing to fear when no one has been arrested for this? Okay, let's play this really quick, you guys, because I want to hear what she says about the Gatorade bottles. I'm going to mute. Oh, come on. My mouse isn't working right. Hold on, guys. I might not be able to do it. Hold on, give me a second. Of course, it wouldn't be a regular crazy live without technical difficulties. As always. Come on, mouse. Let's see. It works now. Oh my gosh. All right, I don't know. My mouse is not working. So I guess I won't be able to push play. What is going on with my screens? Hold on, guys. Let's see. Why is it not? All right, yeah, I don't know. The screen, my mouse is not working, so it's not letting me push play. Let me play it from my phone because I want to know. Give me a second. All right, let's see.
Yeah, there's some that are saying that the bunny was in the vehicle, but the bunny was not. The bunny was literally
Just right about here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come here, kids. And so
So the bunny was not in the vehicle. The bunny was actually in the cage.
their car was here, I walked over this mound. I saw. Oh, God.
Where was she laying at? Just about here?
No. Sorry, just.
No, it's all right, Cindy. That's fine. No.
The Gatorade bottles were right here. Her body was right here.
Oh, was it?
Okay, so she just says the Gatorade bottles are right here. So she doesn't state if they were full or empty right here. But I have seen her talk about it in the group, and she did say they were full. I thought she said here they were empty, but no, she just says the Gatorade bottles were right here. So she's just showing where they were found, and they were kind of scattered by where Kylen was discovered. So Gatorade bottles were full. Let me get back to my chat. It's okay, Mike. I'm just looking at chat again. All right, you guys. So unfortunately, my mouse is not working. I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to wrap this up. Let me see in chat. So again, I just wanted to come on here. I can't even share anything else with you guys because my mouse ain't working. So typical crazy fashion. Something going wrong with my freaking computer. But I will continue keeping you guys updated. And again, because like I showed you guys in the very beginning by Sean Paul's post that he put out yesterday, which he says that he's going to be on the Pacquiao show. And again, that's going to be the same creator that interviewed Cindy. And we did put in the chat his channel link. So make sure you guys subscribe to that. But he says, again, I'm going to just say, it says, watch the Pascal show online this week. A huge Kai Cry bomb is coming. It's going to drop. JJ, again, that's a private investigator helping them. And I are both going to be on there. And then he says, we don't have them yet, but you better watch. So I'm definitely interested in knowing what's this bomb they're gonna drop for all of us. So I'm definitely gonna be watching, and I'll keep you guys posted with it. I'll share it if he says anything like the day and time in the group. I will definitely keep you guys updated on my community page. But let me see if my mouse is working now. Why isn't it working? Brenda, so what's the name of your video you're watching on the phone? It was actually shared, man, I have to go back in the group I'm in for this case. And I believe Cindy shared it. But I did play the full thing in the beginning of this live if you want to go back and watch it. Right now, my mouse ain't working, so it's not letting me put play for you guys, which I do apologize. But I got it from a Facebook group that I'm in. It was shared on there. So again, you can rewatch it. And I was just going to put this out there for you guys to watch. Jonathan, thank you, Pamela. Yes, Jonathan. I couldn't think of his name. That's another video I wanted to play for you guys. What I'm going to do is after this live, since I can't share it right now, I'm going to actually put it on my community, Jonathan's coverage he did from the campsite. He actually shows the distance between where the girls were camping and where Whispering Oaks is. And that's something I've always wanted to see, was the distance between the two. Valerie, you're too funny. All right, you guys, so I'm going to wrap this up. I do apologize for what's going on with my computer right now. I don't know why it's being like this, but tomorrow I do have a live tomorrow. Also, it's going to be for, if you guys remember, the dumpster mom, I call her. She's the one that threw her newborn baby in the trash. I know Amanda had covered it They released, I think it was a month ago, the police interview they did with her. So I do want to go over it with you guys. So that will be tomorrow. And then I know you guys keep emailing me to do a Summer Wells live. And I just been really going back and doing like triple research with the case. So there's just a lot I've been going back and just trying to figure out when it comes to that case. I'm not going to solve the case. I'm not trying to pretend I am, but I don't know. This case, it drives me nuts. And I feel like, what are we missing when it comes to that case? So I definitely want to talk about the truck with that case. And I'm also going back and just listening to Don's interviews he's done and Candace, going back and seeing what she has stated. We've missed something here. I don't know, but we'll squeeze a live for that this week also. Probably Friday for Summer Wells because I don't think I can go live Thursday. Amanda, what do you make baking? I see your comment right now. Now, thanks, Mike, for being here and always your continued support for the channel. I really do appreciate you. Amanda. Amanda says, and you said we'll do a What's Crazy, don't forget. Okay, let me see. Okay, if you're here right now and if you watch the replay, tell me, do you want me to do a What's Live? And it's only going to be to go over NK's interview she just did. So we will watch the interview that has just been released. It's not new audio, it's nothing new, but the visual of it is obviously new. Do you want me to talk about that? I just got to warn you, I will be stopping it a lot and I will probably be cussing a lot and it will be a night live and I will be drinking an adult beverage. So if you can handle all of that, let me know if you want me to do it. And Amanda will be on panel. You don't have to turn your camera on, Amanda, if you don't want. Only if Amanda agrees to come on panel with me. Okay, JR, well, I appreciate you being here, and I do appreciate you commenting on stuff I post. So thank you very much for all your interactions. Rose says yes. Amanda says yes. Insanely says yes. You know, I'm not going to lie. Since this whole new NK thing has been put out, I have been going back and looking at all my old videos for the case. Well, I'm going to wait I'll look back at this chat tomorrow and I'll see what people say. So again, if you watch this on the replay, comment, do you want me to go over NK's new interview that just dropped? The visual part of it, at least, if you want. Liz says, yes, I'm in. Just know it will be an evening live because I cannot listen to NK's voice during the day. Oh, man. Mike says, no comment. Amanda, what does Sunday look like for you? Because the only time I can go live at night right now would definitely, sadly, it would have to be Sunday. But then, and I'm thinking 6:30. I know that's kind of late for everybody. No, I can do a live during the week. It'll be next week, though, you guys. It can't be this week, just so you know, because I already have a live schedule for tomorrow, and then I need to do one for Summer this week, Summer Wells case. Amanda says she's free Sundays, so we can try to do it this Sunday if you like, maybe like at 6:30. It's kind of late, though, for a lot of people that follow me. We'll figure it out, you guys, and then I will let you guys all know, but I guess we'll do it. All right, you guys. So that's going to wrap up this live. Thank you, guys. Let's see, is this mouse working yet? Hold on. What is going on with my mouse? Let me unplug it one more time and try. Hold on. Don't leave me, guys. And then we'll start doing some members only live because there's some stuff I want to drop for members when it comes to the Summer Wells case. I want to get their opinion on certain things. Let's see. Come on. Work, 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 work. No, what the Okay, touch screen is working now. Hold on. All right, let's. Okay, some of it's working. This side is completely frozen. Okay, hold on, guys. Some of it's working and some of it's not. Oh, that's something I just seen a comment popped up on StreamYard, and this was probably earlier you posted, but Brenda says there can't be. Okay, so do you guys think when it comes to this case, it's a hate crime? What do you guys think? That is something I did want to ask you guys before my whole mouse started lagging. Insanely, would that be too late for you? Oh my gosh, my daughter's calling me. What's the Prime password? Oh my god, kids. Kids. Insanely says she does. Rose says, I think. Rose says, I think this guy, he's mentally ill and was upset they wouldn't let him whatever he wanted. I wonder about that. I wonder if this guy, here's the thing. Moab is what? I was looking at the population. I think it's like a little over 5,000. And it seems like everybody knows everybody for some reason there. So I wonder if this person who did this, or persons, we don't even know, but if they possibly don't live there, but they go back there quite often for whatever reasons, whether it's for a certain event that happens there or if they go back there just to camp. I think this person knows the area really well based off of where the women were found. And the scary thing is, he's still out there, or if there's more than if he had someone with him, we don't know, but he's still out there. Will he return again? I don't know. Okay, thank you, Rose. All right, guys. So let me see. That's going to wrap up this live discussion. I want to thank you guys for being here with me. As always, you guys are the best. And me and Amanda will figure out our schedules for the Watts Live. Well, NK, I'll call it the NK Live. Insanely says, I just don't see a random camper doing this. Most people that go camping want to be left alone and have their own privacy. Very true. I'm excited to see what Sean Paul and the private investigator are going to tell us. I'm excited for that. All right, guys, for us this time. Thank you guys for being here with me. I do appreciate all of you guys for talking all these cases with me. Some can be really hard, especially when they have to do with, children and all the crimes against them. So I do appreciate you guys sticking it out with me with all the cases I talk. So again, you guys are the best. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And always, like I say, God willing, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, everyone in chat.